Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you're new, my name is Sam. Welcome to my jungle. Glad to have you. If you're a returning subscriber, you guys are the best. So today's video, I thought that we could talk about some plants that I would consider to be easy care that aren't necessarily super common. So if you are a beginner houseplant parent, or you're just looking for something else besides your standard pothos or snake plant, or heartleaf philodendron, which are all wonderful plants. They're all beautiful plants. I do have all of them in my home, but if you're looking for something a little bit different, a little bit more fun, a little bit more unique, then yeah, this is the video for you. So stick around and we're gonna jump right to it. The first easy care, uncommon plant that I'm going to share with you guys is this beautiful Philodendron Florida Ghost. I've been growing him for over a year now, but I got this as a Florida Ghost mint. Actually, I didn't buy this. I bought a pink princess from Camilla's House of Plants on Etsy, and it arrived with root rot. I ended up being able to reroot it and save it, but they sent me this Philodendron Florida Ghost as a replacement. So it was just a teeny little baby. It was labeled Florida Ghost Mint, but I have recently discovered, thanks to you guys actually, that Florida Ghost Mint doesn't really exist. Now all of the leaves did come in the same color. They came in this kind of funky minty color, and they just stayed that color. They never changed. I will admit I did have it in pretty medium, low to medium light settings. I would say medium light settings. So whenever I heard that with more light you can increase the variegation and get the full white leaves, I decided to throw this guy in a prop box that I made under a grow light and see what would happen. Almost immediately he shot off tons of new little growth points, and I could tell right away that they were solid white. And sure enough, I mean, look at him. First he put off, I believe it was this leaf, and I was just so excited, so happy, because it's the first full ghost leaf that I had gotten on him. I just pulled him out of the prop box and he has all these other new white leaves now, which is just so cool. But philodendrons in general, guys, are really easy. At least most of them, not all of them, but the majority of them that I've grown are some of the easiest plants in my collection. The Florida Ghost is no different. I water this plant when it's completely dry. Honestly, I wait until it's drooping and the leaves are pretty soft, and then I'll go ahead and give it a good soaking. And I haven't had any issues with that. I haven't had any trouble with browning on the white. It's just such a joy to grow, so easy. I don't think I've ever gotten a single yellow leaf on this plant. I mean, I'm probably wrong, but yeah. And on top of being super easy, it grows very fast. So if you've had your eyes on a Florida Ghost or Florida Beauty, definitely go ahead and pull the trigger, get you one, because they are well worth it. Just be sure, if you want those white leaves to give it a lot of bright light, it will not disappoint. So yeah, number one is Florida Ghost. This is my Philodendron Painted Lady. I only had her for a couple months before I overwatered her and rotted her roots. So I put her in sphagnum moss, I rerooted her. I lost most of her beautiful leaves, which was just a tragedy. I was so upset, but she rerooted. She's living in soil now, and she is growing back beautifully. I did actually take a cutting or two. I think it was just one cutting. So her older leaves are more just a green color, and then finally her new growth is coming in with that beautiful variegation that the Painted Lady is known and loved for. Look how pretty that is, guys. And then the beautiful pink stems, it just really makes this plant pop. I love her. It's another thing with philodendrons, they seem to be very easy to get to root, and they can go, long periods without being watered. They will tell you when they're thirsty. Her leaves tend to curl under whenever she's thirsty and get a little bit droopy. I give her water, she bounces back. Voila. Very gorgeous plant, absolutely love her. I really can't wait until her leaves get massive. Like, I've seen some massive Painted Lady leaves, and I am here for it. Definitely an easy plant. I'm realizing that I actually included quite a few philodendrons in this video, but what can I say? So many of them are just so easy and such rewarding plants. They're just so easy and fun to grow. So what do you know? But okay, this guy is wobbly as heck, but this is my Syngonium Chia Pi. This is very similar to the Syngonium macrophyllum. I would like to have that one as well though, just so I can see them both in person and kind of distinguish the differences between the two for myself. But this is an amazing plant. So Syngoniums are one of my favorite genuses of plants ever, and they are also really easy care in general, but I feel like the Chia Pens is a little bit more uncommon. So that's why I included him, but the price tag might be a little bit higher for this plant, but the care is going to be just about exactly the same. It's pretty well just as easy as your typical white butterfly or albo Syngonium. So this Syngonium actually has this really cool pattern on the leaves, but as the plant matures, that pattern does go away, which is unfortunate because it's just so beautiful, and the leaves turn to more of this just like dark matte green. But I love this guy so much. He was battling spider mites last winter and lost a little bit of growth. We had to cut away a few leaves, so that was a little bit sad. But he is getting nice and full and tall once again. We have a new leaf unfurling right here. Just look at these leaves, guys. They're so matte and pretty. I just love him. That's about the only issue that I would say that I really have with Syngoniums is spider mites. Spider mites like my Syngoniums just about as much as they like my Alocasia. And then underwatering, so they don't like to be underwatered. So if you're an overwater, get all the Syngoniums, because the more you water them, the more they will love you. Don't go watering them every day, you know, but you don't have to let them dry out completely. I recently potted this guy up in this yellow planter. Chia Pens is one of my favorite plants, definitely. I love the way it grows. I love the matte leaves, and I love the shape of the leaves as well. I'm having a ton of fun watching this guy grow. Definitely 10 out of 10 would recommend. Another philodendron. This is my Philodendron adipopoense, and he's grown a lot. Granted, this guy does live under a grow light and beside my humidifier, but he doesn't really need to at all. Philodendrons can handle medium lighting. I mean, I don't really recommend low lighting for any plants. I think what most people would consider low light is actually probably medium light. Yeah, they definitely don't need any type of direct sun. They don't need supplement lighting, and they don't need a ton of humidity. Philodendrons just don't need it. They don't require it, but they're going to do a lot better definitely if they have it. I got this guy. He only had a couple leaves, I believe, from green spaces, and he has just grown like a weed. I did take a cutting and sell here. It was a 2-leaf cutting with another growth point. It's actually shooting off this new growth point right here. So I'm excited to see what happens with that. I just really love the shape of these. I love these lobes, so cute. And then the dark undersides, the dark red undersides, it's just really beautiful. Also get kind of like that orangish petiole like you get with the billieti. Really neat. Just look at these leaves, guys. Philodendron billieti is also another one that I would recommend. I did, you know, stunt mine's growth and have to reroot him because I rotted his roots. That's the one thing with philodendrons. They're easy care and they grow really fast and really well, but they don't like to be overwatered, and it is, in my experience, pretty easy to rot out their roots. So that's just the one thing that I would be careful with when it comes to philodendron. The elongated leaf is just everything. This is the last philodendron, I swear, and this is my Philodendron burlmarks variegated. As we can see, mine is mostly green. You're probably like, variegated where? But it is supposed to be variegated, so the leaves around the bottom of the plant, occasionally they will come in with some variegation, but obviously they're a lot smaller than the top growth, the green growth. Look at this leaf though, guys. Isn't that so beautiful? Yeah, we do have some variegated leaves, just not as many as I would like. If I were to find a more full variegated burlmarks, I would probably get it, just because I don't think it's really possible to preserve the variegation in this plant at this point. So as we can see, he is growing like a weed. This is probably the fastest growing philodendron that I have currently. At any given time, there's 5 to 10 growth points sticking out on this plant. Here's a new leaf unfurling. Look at this funky chunk right here. Like, what is going on there? I have no idea. But yeah, there's just new growth points coming in everywhere at all times. But as we can see, all of the top and side growth is green, but it's still absolutely beautiful. I still love him just the same. The green growth is still beautiful in my opinion. I got this as, it was teeny, guys. There was like 3 or 4 leaves on this plant. I'll try to find a picture if I can and insert somewhere on the screen. I think it's been about a year, maybe a little less than a year. This is what he's done. I'm just so proud of this plant. He is in an almost low light situation. He's not near a humidifier and he just grows and grows and grows. You have him staked up on this hoop trellis here. He seems to really like that, mostly just for support, honestly, because I feel like he would flop over if he didn't have something holding him up, you know. But Philodendron, burlmarks, variegated, or the regular green variety, either one, very beautiful. And this plant honestly reminds me of like a knockoff billieti, especially whenever these leaves get larger. You can definitely get a larger leaf burlmarks, and yeah, I just think they really resemble the billieti, and they're quite a bit cheaper. They're a lot more affordable than a billieti. This is my Raphidophora dCursiva. Oh my gosh, he is a monster. Look at this guy. This was actually an NSC Tropical score. He did already have the mature leaves whenever I purchased him. I think he had like 1 or 2 mature leaves. And since then, he has just putting them off for me. I've taken 2 cuttings from this plant. 2 cuttings. So I'm just patiently awaiting for a new growth point to pop in. But his top leaf is all the way almost at the tip top of this giant moss pole. Look at it, so beautiful. His cousin, the Raphidophora tetrasperma, is also super easy, very fast grower. I wanted to include him as well, but I'm sure you guys already know that. And I don't really think the tetrasperma is that uncommon these days. The dCursiva, I'm seeing them mostly sold as their juvenile versions. So the juvenile versions, the leaves just look like this. They don't have the fenestrations in them, and they're a lot smaller, but they're still beautiful in my opinion. I love the look of the juvenile leaves as well. The leaves are also very, very thick. They feel kind of cool, I don't know. And if you keep them clean, I actually just shined them for you guys because they were insanely dusty. But if you keep them clean, they're so shiny. And the shape is just really cool. I don't know. I love the shape of this. Yeah, it's just so cool. I let him dry out all the way completely, and then I give him a good water. And yeah, he does really well. I definitely had to include him because I haven't shown him to you guys in quite a while. I feel like he deserves to be shown off. Okay, last but not least, this is my Monstera deliciosa Thai Constellation. Oh my goodness, guys, I'm so proud of this plant. I'm so happy with this plant. Like, I am just so overly excited, okay? It's kind of annoying because I just can't believe it. So I was fortunate enough to purchase this guy before the prices really skyrocketed. So I got him in the summer of last year, 2019, and I actually imported him. So I think I got him from Asia, and I got him for right around $113 shipped, including the phytosanitary certificate, $100. And it was a tiny baby. I think the unboxing is actually still up on my channel, but he was a teeny tiny baby. The leaves were probably twice as small as this one here. He was honestly a pretty slow grower. I mean, he was fairly easy, but he would only put out a new leaf maybe once every 2-ish months or so. And then this spring, he pretty much just stopped growing. I knew it was time to uppot him. He was definitely very root browned, and it was very obvious he wasn't going to put off another leaf. He was being very stubborn. He was not going to give me another leaf until I uppotted him. So I uppotted him about 2 months ago, and within a month he was pushing out a new leaf. And oh my god, guys, he obviously had no fenestrations, okay, up until about a month ago, and then he unfurled this gorgeous leaf. Oh my gosh. So not only did he give me his first fenestration on this leaf, it's almost as if he was thanking me for, you know, uppotting him, for giving him a bigger pot. He was like, thank you, this is how I would like to repay you. And I was just like, what? Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Yeah, way overly excited, but it's just like, it just makes it all worth it. It's like, this is why we do it, right? You wait and you watch these plants grow, and then it's just like, I don't know. I remember when I got my first Monstera deliciosa, he was a baby. And when he gave me his first split leaf, I was just like, it was the same feeling. Look at this beautiful leaf, guys. It's just perfect. And look at the size comparison. And already, literally like a week or 2 weeks after unfurling this, he pushes out this freaking leaf, guys. Look at it. And this one has not hardened off yet. He just unfurled this a few days, maybe a week ago now, and it's got 2 fenestrations. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? I am just over the moon with this plant. Monsteras are very easy, similar to philodendrons. They're very easy to grow in my experience, and they're very rewarding. I can say that my Thai Constellation definitely took his time growing and putting off the split leaves, but now that he's kind of like on a roll, I'm hoping that he'll start spitting out leaves faster now. I'm hoping this just wasn't just like a one-time thing or a two-time thing in this case. I would definitely recommend the Thai Constellation. I haven't been growing the albo. I just got a cutting like a month or so ago, so I can't really speak for the albo, but for the Thai Constellation, prices are crazy, I know, but the Thai Constellation is cheaper than the albos from what I've seen anyways. And you don't have to worry about losing the variegation in the Thai Constellation. The variegation is stable. Even if you get a mostly green leaf, you're still going to get variegation in the future. You don't have to cut this plant back to encourage more variegation or prevent it from reverting, so that's really nice. I have heard that the Thai Constellation can be a little bit prone to root rot. I haven't had that experience, but like I said, I probably wait a little bit too long. I wait until the leaves droop, until they're soft, before I give it a water, and he seems to be just really happy. That's it, guys. I just wanted to create a video and share some of the plants that you know, are a little bit more on the uncommon side, that you don't hear talked about every single day, that are also relatively easy to care for and good growers. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to recommend whatever easy care, uncommon plants that come to mind in the comments for everyone else to see, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you guys again for 3,000 subscribers. What? I can't believe it. You guys are the best. I love you all. Bye, guys.